Okay, fam, we're gonna do this again. I tried once, the volume didn't work, so we're gonna do this one more time here. So what I'm talking about is New Folsom prison guards killing other New Folsom prison guards and inmates. First of all, before I even start this out, I want to give a shout out to stories written by a current prisoner. He put out a report today exposing the Arturo Pacheco getting sentenced. So that's what got me into this. And I started looking at it. And I don't stop at the surface. So I'm just getting started to. So basically, this is what I found. California prison guard died after reporting corruption. So a group of inmates is moved from one cell unit to another in California at New Folsom. Kevin Still, 56, killed himself after reporting corruption. So they're linking it to this old incident that happened in 2016, which connects to Arturo Pacheco. California prison guard killed himself after reporting corruption and harassment to authorities and cooperating with attorneys suing the state, a newspaper reported on Wednesday. Sergeant Kevin Still, 56, wrote memos to top prison officials early this morning in which he said fellow correctional officers in California State Prison Sacramento, that's New Folsom, investigations unit had fake documents and planted drugs and weapons on inmates. Two lawyers told the Sacramento Bee that Still had also been working with him on cases where he alleges evidence had been falsified or covered up. He was found dead August 20th in Miller County, Missouri, where he had gone after being barred from prison grounds during what prison officials say was a misconduct investigation. The county coroner ruled his death a suicide. A second member of the same investigations unit, who was also complained of harassment and retaliation, 30-year-old Valentino Rodriguez, died of an accidental overdose at his home in West Sacramento a year ago. So that's strange. Died of an accidental fentanyl overdose. Now let's read on a little more. The entire unit tasked with investigating crimes committed inside of the prison has been replaced, and 10 of those officers, that's almost a full unit, are disciplined relating to that cop's death. So how is it an accidental overdose if 10 people are facing charges to the death? That's a cover up in itself. Corrections Department spokeswoman Dana Simmons told the newspaper. Prison employees are facing investigation by the FBI and the Department of Corrections. We do take every allegation of misconduct by staff very seriously and work hard to ensure there is accountability when allegations are sustained, Simon said in an email to the Bee. John Blaz, an attorney for the white supremacist prison gang member facing federal charges, said Still was his confidential source for statements in his court documents. He filed alleging his client may be killed in the maximum security prison commonly called New Folsom. The source he now identifies as Still advised that road guards planted weapons and drugs on inmates' cells to obtain more overtime, spread false rumors, and relayed private information from inmates. Files to the other inmates in violation of department policies, and on at least 2 occasions have been directly involved in the killing of a CSP Sacramento inmate, Balazar said in his court filing. He alleged that guards allowed inmates to conduct a practice run a week before 2 inmates killed a fellow prisoner who was handcuffed to a chair, citing a source he now says was Still. In a January memo to prison warden, Jeffrey Lynch obtained the Bee. Still said he alerted his supervisors. So, wait a minute, let me stop that. Did you guys understand that? So, Still is the initial guy that got killed. So, they're saying that he was an inmate who allowed the practice run. He was part of it, and he was given testimony. In a January memo to prison warden Jeffrey Lynch, obtained by the Bee, Still said he alerted his supervisors to inconsistencies regarding the slaying, backed up with recorded interviews. The paper earlier reported that prosecutors said the confidential source was interviewed by the FBI and did not have direct knowledge of wrongdoing, but was relying on a report and other evidence, including a video. Still, alleged in February, memo to Corrections Secretary Kathleen Allison that prison officials had responded with indifference to his reports of wrongdoing and to the victimization of Rodriguez. I am not a disgruntled employee seeking vengeance, Still wrote to Allison. Instead, I was a witness to an ISU which became engulfed in corruption and watched as integrity was forced to cower in terror and fear of retaliation. Alaz said Still also told him that allegations are false, that his client, Aryan Brotherhood member Brian Daniel, allegedly planned to kill a correctional officer with a homemade knife that was found in his cell. His second lawyer, Steve Glickman, told the Bee that Still informed him that evidence had been suppressed in the death of a 29-year-old inmate found in his cell. Now, this is my first time reading the full thing, guys. Corrections official said he hanged himself alone in his cell in 2016, leaving behind a suicide note. And Glickman filed a wrongful death lawsuit on behalf of the inmate's family. Okay, that I believe that's going far enough. He said, "Man, okay, that's going far enough on this." So basically, you guys get the gist that Kevin Steele, the guard, and the Rodriguez girl both started to get disgusted and turn to evidence because they didn't want to kill people anymore or be involved in the murder of people or the taking of their rights, whatever their personal decision were. I'm not going to speak to that. I don't know, but they both felt compelled to turn state's evidence. They were taken off their jobs. All of a sudden, the younger one comes up dead in his house in Sacramento. They called it an accident, and then you got 10 other prison guards who are charged in different ways with conspiring somehow with this death of this, but they're not charged with his murder, and it's called an accident. Now you have this second person who was telling on the Sergeant Kevin Steele, who moved out of state because obviously he feared for his life, moved out of state, is found dead, and they're going to call this one a suicide. Really? People are we this stupid? Wow. Okay, guys, I'm going to get this out. Hopefully this one's a little better than the last one. Once again, thank you very much. Stories written by a current prisoner. Love your content.